Well, I would start by saying something that I discussed with my team some few years back. Um, I was telling my team that within the environment that we are securing the on-prem environment. But now, at the time, our company had decided to go full cloud and had a big collaboration with AWS. So if this is the company strategy, and we as a security team, we have not positioned ourselves to be able to manage the artifacts that we are going to put in the cloud, then essentially we are asking ourselves out of a job, right? So to answer your question, whatever security provision that we give on on-prem systems, we just need to be able to or be ready to provide the same kind of services to the cloud environment, because now every organization is moving cloud, and now more than ever we need to protect that information we put to the cloud. So it's a very important facet of the cloud journey. Yeah. Vendor neutrality that it came with, right? I had I, I had done a few courses, cloud courses with vendor specific courses, right? The EC Council one gives a more generic view, more generic approach. So, for instance, if anyone is to start or you want to get into the cloud environment or cloud security, uh, you now have to decide which of the certifications you need to go for. Should you do Azure, should you do GCP or AWS? But the EC Council certification gives you the opportunity to have a taste of all of these three major cloud environments. So I think it's a very unique way to start. I already have CEH, and I have my master's degree in with EC Council, Masters in Cybersecurity. And in fact, I took this CCSE as part of my capstone. And throughout those courses, I know that almost every course that I've taken with EC Council is very packed with modules. The average module will be like 12, 13, or sometimes 15, right? And each of those models are very relevant and practical. In one of my earlier courses, I did a CND. Up to today, I always refer to that book, the content in there, as a reference point, right? So I wouldn't say one model really stands out for me, and every model as part of the 12 or 11 models were very relevant because they solve a particular problem within the cloud environment. And for me, who is already in the industry and know what is required from excuse me, from standards and policy to pen testing to protection of data within the cloud, every part of the model, every single model was relevant and was solving a unique problem. So it would be very difficult for me to choose one over the other. When you take the vendor specific courses, like I said, I already have AWS Cloud Security Architect Associate, right? And within there, it was practical, you had hands-on training in there. So coming to EC Council's CCSE, that practical aspect of it gave you a feel of how those three top providers of cloud, the environment are, because it's one thing learning the theory and it's another thing having a feel of it, right? So remember, this is a certification that is introducing you into the cloud environment. This is a certification that is going to give you a lot of experience. So the cloud security is it just started. relatively. So most people don't have that practical experience, but then the skill sets are in shortage, right? So how do you kill two birds with one stone? I think that's the unique position of this particular certification, where it's giving you the theory and the practical, and right after this, you are not boxed to a particular vendor. Right after the certification, whether you get an opportunity or an environment which is GCP, which is AWS or Azure, at least you will be able to figure your way around. You get that introductory practical skill to be able to hit the ground running in whichever environment you find yourself. So those practical modules or those practical tasks were very important, and it's I think it's a very good thing that that is part of the course. Well, I would say yes. General overview, yes. Of course, it won't make you an expert, which is expected. This is an introductory and a foundational course that is to lead you into these areas. And once you get there and you figure your way out, you can now specialize in whichever way you or whichever cloud provider you want to be with. But this really, at the level that it is targeted at, I think it's solving the problem. It's giving you the right skill sets holistically to be able to help you lead you build your cloud journey or cloud security profession within that space. The modules cover almost everything that you need to be able to launch your career into cloud security. So I would say yes, it gives that holistic qualities, that holistic um, learning tenets, both practical and theory, to fuel you to be able to move into the journey of cloud security professional. I mean, once you get in there and you want to specialize in a particular cloud provider, you can always do that. Oh yeah, I mean, for me, I'm already in the industry. I have quite a number of years in experience within the industry, so I can definitely speak to this in terms of the currency and then the relevance of the modules. And I would say it's very relevant and it's current, and it's the kind of content that you come out of the training and you should be able to apply to whichever environment you find yourself. I mean, typical example, say if you pick module 9, where we spoke about business continuity and disaster recovery in the cloud, right? Mostly we think that once we have things in the cloud, you don't need to do these things. But for the course to intentionally bring it out, it tells you how current the modules are and how they help you to practicalize the things that you need to do within the working environment. All right. So it's not just the theory talking about things, but even the practical aspect of it. It's very relevant, and I found it relatable, and it's something you can just plug and play within any environment that you have, be it GCP, be it Azure, be it AWS. All the content there, plug and play. You should be able to use it wherever. And I believe EC Council does a frequent update of this. So even if you're watching this some 5 years after we had this discussion, I strongly believe that the content would have been updated to fit the current trends. Yes, for me, it was timely, right? I chose to do this as my capstone. The reason I chose this was because I was transitioning from an on-prem security CISO to an organization that was fully cloud. And it was timely for me because then it gave me the perspective that I needed to be able to transfer my skill sets, mindset from the on-prem kind of security to the cloud and how to approach things, because how we do things in the cloud is very different from how security is done on-prem, right? There are a lot of assumptions that we go with on-prem that will not suffice, which will also not be applicable to the cloud. So this course was timely for me at the time that I took the course, and it was worth the investment. In the sense that I was able to pick those concepts, have that concept, and apply it to my new environment. And I think it's worth the spend. And I would encourage anyone who is planning on getting into cloud, or even if you are in there already and you want to set the record straight in terms of your strategy and everything, I would encourage you to take a swipe at. I mean, there's no recognition that beats the fact that you have skills that you can apply to your role that you are working in. It gives you personal recognition, it gives you that confidence for you to tackle every challenge that you face. And I would say, uh, even if you do get external recognition, which is a plus, what is most important in taking this course is the confidence that you build in yourself to be able to meet any job demand that comes away. Not no recognition beats that. And once you have that, definitely external recognitions would follow up.